I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming.
Let me move on to another debate that's been very controversial for you. And this is, you got in trouble for refusing to call trans men and women by their preferred personal pronouns.
No, that's not actually true. I got in trouble because I said I would not follow the compelled speech dictates of the federal and provincial government. I actually never got in trouble for not calling anyone anything.
Right. You cited freedom of speech in that. Why should your right to freedom of speech trump a trans person's right not to be offended?
Because in order to be able to think, you have to risk being offensive. I mean, look at the conversation we're having right now. You know, like you're certainly willing to risk offending me in the pursuit of truth. Why should you have the right to do that? It's been rather uncomfortable.
Well, I'm very glad I put you on the spot.
Well,
I'm very glad that I have exercised my freedom of speech.
You get my point. It's like you're doing what you should do, which is digging a bit to see what the hell's going on. So and that is what you should do. But you're exercising your freedom of speech to certainly risk offending me. And that's fine. I think more power to you as far as I'm concerned.
So you haven't sat there and... I'm just trying to work that out. I mean...
Ha, gotcha.
You have got me. I'm trying to work that through in my head. Yeah, it took a while.
It did.
Family, welcome to Irvington Unbound, the official newsletter of the Sheridanstba Block Association. I'm your host, Jay, and the prayers are in the air for peace and prosperity for you and yours. Now, before we get to work, don't forget to like, sub, share, and speak. Also, from here on out, when there is major urban equity news, it will lead the broadcast above block news. I've gotten quite a few subs because of the passion for this endeavor, so it'll be leading from here on out. So, in urban equity news, on February 1st, the DPA will be having a meeting discussing the upcoming legalization and the racial impact that prohibition has had on our community. You're more than invited to come, and it's taking place at Bethany Baptist Church on West Market in North. You can get tickets in the link in the description. They're free, by the way. Governor Murphy is expanding the medical marijuana program, which is great, but they're paying like $425 an eighth, so yeah. Okay. In Block News, on February 15th, we are having another community meeting with the IPD, this time discussing the culture's role in police-community relations. Second verse, same as the first. Meeting will be held at Mini Precinct on Lehigh and Union at 6 p.m. Be there or be square. I'm about to rush through the director's meeting because there is something I want to editorialize. Street sweepers can't operate in frigid weather. Mail and post office complaints came to the forefront, prompting Mayor Voss to proclaim that he and staff would descend upon the post office, flexing municipal muscle. We'll see how that plays out. Traffic and trash rounds up the rest of it. Sandra Jones shut it down quick, and all was wrapped up before 7:30. Now, on to the fun stuff, because me and Mayor Voss had an interesting exchange at the director's meeting, where he acknowledged the progress my crusade has made, which was very nice of him. Now, let me remind you that I am actually a veteran of the armed forces, along with endless family members who have served this country faithfully. On the 18th, the Mayor Voss, Ross Baraka, and Ted Green stood tall in North over claims of alleged racist remarks said of Haiti and Africa. While governing towns and cities that have poverty rates in the mid-20s and 3-to-1 infant mortality rates. For pointing that out, I get called self-righteous and told how what I care about, our community, is just as important as race baiting and virtue signaling. Up until what the fuck was Afghanistan, I was happy to give my life for my country. My country. America. Not Africa or Haiti. Nothing against those places, but that's not the history in my blood. I was born in Beth Israel. My mother is from East Orange. My family's endless sacrifice via service was in service to helping build and maintain the very artificial freedoms that we're all enjoying to this very moment. My roots cross this nation from the legacy my father built here in New Jersey to the blood my ancestors spilled on plantations in South Carolina, leading to my own ability to freely wander this country and have adventures with endless people of varying races, ethnicities, and backgrounds. To whereas I know for a fact The racist argument is snake oil because a good soul doesn't have a color. What took place that day was the exploitation of the history in my blood once again for political gain, and it's infuriating and embarrassing to watch 3 grown black men I would call my brothers, regardless of the history in their blood, stand up there and cry about racism over alleged insult to other countries when the communities they lead are in desperate need of legitimate attention. This YouTube channel, the SSBA, they were created because the NAACP, POPs, BLMs, working families, Democratic parties, and all the other organizations that pretend urban communities and the families within them are the priority are completely full of shit. And they profit from having our community distracted by frivolous nonsense that only serves to keep us sedated and manipulated. If being unwilling to play into any narrative set for me makes me self-righteous, then I'm glad it starts with an S. I get to wear my Superman costume. Man, I really felt like getting that off my chest, guys. Sorry. Now, on the state news. Governor Murphy is doubling down on the whole sanctuary state thing, even trying to intercept a family before deportation. I wonder how much soy is in this guy's diet, but make no mistake, he has presidential aspirations. Along with Cory Booker, who has done so much grandstanding since 2018 began that he couldn't possibly be coming across as anything but desperate. The Women's March took place, and as suspected, nothing got accomplished. I'm gonna be frank, guys. Women only know what they think they want, not what they actually want. I mean, hashtag not all. Of course, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But ladies, you know other ladies. Let's be real. Oh, and another thing, the feds are going back after Senator Menendez. So yeah, his issues aren't far from over. Nationally, that government shutdown didn't last very long. The Dems caved when they realized that actual Americans aren't that amped to protect the undocumented. Yet, as of this writing, President Trump has offered amnesty to almost, a path to citizenship, actually, to almost 2 million of the undocumented, with the restrictions of ending the visa lottery and almost the entirety of African migration, which some are using as another springboard for the racist argument, but we've already gone over that, so, you know. Make no mistake, the Democrats' willingness to stand tall for immigrants is nothing more than a strategy to replace American voters. And what is sad is that they are using women and minorities to accelerate their own demise. Okay, so next week's upload will be the raw footage from the first community meeting with the IPD, meaning I'm taking the week off. There is a ton of work to be done, the February 1st meeting and promo for the community meeting, and as an aside, I'm not working any in-town elections. I'll be covering events and forums, town halls for you guys, but if I personally will be spending this cycle in the South Ward of Newark, helping a young brother named Terrance Bankston usurp incumbent status quo overseer John James, son of former Mayor Sharp James, which means all the tactics that make Newark politics so vibrant will be in play. The South Ward borders Irvington. What happens there often spills over here, so it's only right that if I meet a young brother hungry to effect legitimate change, that I'll do all I can to help him. I'll leave a link to this site in the description. Check him out. He's a really good brother. On that note, gotta bring this episode to an end. Thanks so much for putting up with me, guys. Please do all the YouTube things. Like, share, sub, speak. Do you think I'm self-righteous, dick? Why do you think the Democratic Party hates Americans? The South Ward of Newark is renowned for its political shenanigans and overabundance of guns. I'm gonna die, huh? No. Ending the drug war is the hill I said I'd die on, so I'm prepared for a glorious death. Until the next one, guys, love.
Toothpick got used to being in jail. So much so that even on the outside, he lived like he was still on the inside. What they in for, man? $5, Buster. Oh, I got that. I can put that. Here. What? Oh, my money ain't good. Hey, man, ain't that the shiki over there kissing that fool, man? What? Right here. Yeah. Oh, damn, man. Yeah, whatever. I'm just saying, why go back to jail, you know? Oh, man, I ain't worried about jail, man. What? You sound like a bitch. Bitch? Man, I ain't worried about jail. Shit, man, I don't give a damn about going to jail. Nigga, take me to jail.
Take me to jail.
Shit, lock me up.
Lock me up.
Throw away the key.
Throw away the key.
I ain't afraid to fuck somebody in his ass.
Hey,